Hey guys, I'm back with another update, and this time it doesn't have anything to do with lasers or gantry or calibration or any of that mess. So I know I know that was a lot of videos on just the laser stuff, but it was important to get it set up and everything, and to kind of show people that little detail of everything. So so lately I've been sanding on the back coupe section of the car and trying to get it perfected and stuff. So it's coming along pretty good. I've just been really working this line and all the curves from everything that's blending from the top portion of this hump, since this is a raised area that didn't exist before, and then getting these lines that go around from the front to the back and getting that to merge in and make sure it looks good from just every angle, whether it's from back here or on the side. Try to walk around without, ouch, doing that. So yeah, so basically that's what I've been doing. If you notice that the silver tape is off, and that's because this is not a line, it's actually a cut line on the roof or on the hatch area. And what I did is I went ahead and cut the hatch section off, and even though I'm not finished with the sanding on the top part or on the sides area, I mean, you can see a lot that needs to be cleaned up and really worked. Basically there's a couple reasons for doing that. The main one is something with fiberglass, is that it's always, when you apply it and you fiberglass over top of an object, and then you go and you cut part of that object away, the fiberglass tends to shrink or expand or whatever. Usually it tends to shrink, and it causes like a tension. So it's always under tension, and basically when I cut this section off, that I knew it was going to change shape, and I wanted to make sure that I did that now, before I went ahead and finished the fiber, or not the fiberglass, but the adding body filler. There's this bug flying around. So yeah, so that's essentially kind of what I've been doing. Cut that off, and it did indeed expand. So basically what happened was, when I cut this section off, it released the tension that the whole top was under, and the sides kind of popped out on both sides, and then the top shrunk down. So I had to fabricate a tension string, or that's kind of what I'm calling it. I don't know if there's a technical term for it, but basically it's a rod that kind of goes from here on this side all the way to the other side, and it has a turnbuckle in the middle, and it allows me to expand the sides or pull them in. And by doing that, the top raises and lowers as well, because it's kind of bowing the whole thing. So it's kind of think of it's like an actual bow, I guess, with a string on it. So you take the string in the middle and you tighten it up, then it pulls the bow in tighter, and then if you release that string, the bow pulls out. So it's that same kind of visual, I guess, I'm trying to get across. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at the moment. It's just been a lot of sanding. That's all I've been doing, so that's why I haven't posted too many videos. Plus I've been sick because of the crazy Texas weather. Gosh, the summertime we had molten lava flows outside, and now it's only in October, or in November now, and the weather is just like 70 something degrees one day and 32 when you wake up, and it's crazy on your body. So yeah, so that's been part of it, just doing all the sanding, trying not to get sick again, and then trying to figure out how I'm going to make this hatch section work. So that's kind of the next step. even before I start sanding back on everything, is I'm going to actually build a hinge setup. So I have some stock, metal stock down here, that this is like a tube, and this is some all thread, and then I have another tube, and this tube's going to go inside that tube, and I'm going to end up making like a hinge out of it. And then this hinge will end up being going across on the inside, and then I'll have a kind of a strangely shaped hinge that will attach to the top and allow me to lift it and kind of use it and as if it was the real actual top. And I think I'll probably just rivet it or bond it to the top once I get it figured out. I don't know, I need it to be somewhat adjustable, so I have to figure that part out. And then once I get that hinge on, then I can go and start working everything and finishing up all the body filler and tweaking the lines on this other side. So I kind of have a template. Pull that out. So I have a template for this side, and it basically just helps me gauge where this line is that goes around and make sure that it matches over here, which is really close. There's not like a whole lot that I need to do. So more than likely, once I get this hinge done and stuff, then I'll finish up this side of the car from the top up here, up in this area, and then work it to the back and the sides, and then make sure that that's all perfected. Then I'll take it and I'll reduplicate it on the other side. And I think I can probably get this all done in about a day's time, and then, which, you know, probably will end up being a few days in my world, and then I can probably knock this, you know, out in a weekend or something. So shouldn't take too long now that I'm at this stage. Then after this top, and I have it shimmed at the moment, so what I'll do is I'll show you. Go ahead and pop this out. So and the cut lines are pretty good. So the whole laser thing that I did was really worth it, because it allowed me to create this line just perfectly, and then also allowed me to create these lines and match it up exactly on the other side. So it is, you know, dead on, and I'm pretty happy with it. So so yeah. And then one little trick with this line is you can't really use a laser to actually mark this line, because this is curved and this side's lower and the middle is higher. It actually makes like a curved line, and it's curving the wrong way. So it makes it more difficult. So for when the top opens up, it needs to be either straight or have a slight curve this way, if anything. So I made it relatively straight. It has a little bit of a curve because I followed the contour of the top, and I did that by using a big long ruler. So that's my ruler, and that's the top. So 72 inches is a 6-foot ruler. and it's flexible, so it allows me to flex this. And this is a really nice little tool for getting contours and mapping out curves that are really big curves that you need to kind of match or duplicate or mark on the car. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. And what I'll do is I'll pop this top off. Another area that I have to figure out is this piece here. So originally I was going to cut this out starting at this. There's a line that's here going, you know, following this edge, and then I was going to invert it, flip it over so that it had a nice transition, and it just transitioned out. I may actually make this a little tiny scoop area and then merge it in with a third brake light. So I've always intended to put a third brake light there, but now I may make it a scoop type deal. So we'll see. And that could just be a simple fresh air scoop or maybe for your helmet, you know, to supply air for your helmet. I'm not sure. That's going to have to be later down the road, because then there's things like trying to figure out how to keep water for when it's raining out of that and stuff like that. So so yeah, so now I can pop this off and you guys can kind of see what it looks like. All right, so it still has, oh god, okay, hang on, I'm trying to do all this one-handed without messing everything up. Okay, so so there's the top, and what I did originally is I put a pin in the middle, and that pin actually plugs in right here on the car. So this is essentially where the latch will go for the back, and then I'll have hinges that mount up inside this area and allow it to come up, and that's what I'm going to simulate with this little makeshift hinge over there. It won't be the final hinge, of course, but it'll give me an idea of a working hatch area. Then once I get all that figured out, I'll come in and I'll actually cut the actual trunk area out and start figuring out where my molding is going to go for weather stripping and stuff like that, because there's going to have to be some kind of lip or C-channel or something here to hold some rubber molding, probably a universal type of weather stripping, and I just need to figure out how that's going to affix, whether I need the actual C-channel or if I just need a lip. I'm not really sure. I've seen it both ways, where there's a C-channel that comes up and then the molding snaps onto the edge of that, or that there's just a lip and that the molding is kind of glued into that main lip. So I need to figure out exactly the type of molding I'm going to use, and that this type of channel that's going to be here, and what's going to keep the rain and water out and stuff like that the best. So excuse me, like I said, I've been sick, so my throat's killing me right now. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, and so I'm going to kind of work on the hinge setup and cutting out this back section, a few other tweaks, and then I'll get back to sanding and stuff. So and here's that tension bar. So I just kind of bonded it with some fiber reinforced body filler, and then this is just all thread that I welded to a turnbuckle. And so as I turn this turnbuckle, it either tightens or loosens both sides at the same time. So it either pulls the threads in or it pushes them out, and then by doing that it expands the sides or pulls them inward. So, and I have another one that's actually for the hardtop, when I was using it as a actual hardtop, but now it's going to become permanently bonded to the car as the coupe top. So I still plan on doing the Roadster version with the removable hardtop, or maybe even a hardtop that folds into the back or something like that, but that's just a lot more engineering, a lot more things to figure out with weather stripping and molding and stuff like that would go up here, and latches and things, and basically that just means it's going to take longer and cost more money. So so that's why I'm doing the coupe version, and the coupe version has also been a little bit more recommended. Like, people wanted a coupe version over the Roadster version more. So so yeah, and I think that's about it for now. So I have a lot more other things I want to talk about, but I have I'll just address those in another video, and because this one's getting long already, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. So hopefully I'll have another video out soon going over the details, and I'll try to do some time lapse or something of me putting this bar hinge setup inside, and you guys can get an idea of how that's done. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.